So, your dog broke its leash, is running down the middle of the street, a car has to swerve out of the way, it runs into your neighbor's yard, chases a cat up the tree, and the neighbor's out there yelling at your dog. The next thing you know, your neighbor's on your porch asking, why can't you keep your dog in your own yard? It's that time. It's time for you to get an estimate for a custom-built privacy fence. There are many different reasons that people have privacy fences in their yards. One reason is to keep the neighbor's dog out of their yard. Another is to keep their kids safely playing in the backyard. And another is for as the name states, for their own personal privacy. Another bonus to having a privacy fence is that it adds value to your home. Today I'm going to talk about how to build an important part of your fence, which is the gate. And we're going to be building a dog-eared straight fence. For this gate demonstration, first you'll need to know the different types of tools and materials that you'll be using. These are the fence boards, and the fence boards are 1 by 1 by 6 feet tall. And we also are going to use 2 by 4 boards to do the framework of the gate. And the last boards you'll need to know are the posts. The gate posts are 4 by 4, and they go on either side of the gates. The tools we'll be using are the nail guns, a drill, a circular saw which cuts our straight edges, and a sawzall, which is a more precise saw. It's like a handsaw, only it's electric. The first thing you'll need to do is measure the opening of the gate. For most gates, it's going to be about 48 inches wide or 4 feet. And once you measure the opening, you're going to cut about 1 inch to 3/4 of an inch shorter than the opening so that your gate will have room to open and close. For my demonstration, we used a 35-inch opening, and I cut the boards 34 inches wide. And I used 2 by 4 boards because these make the runners of my gate. You need 3 runners, the top, the middle, and the bottom. Once you cut the runners, you're going to need to cut 2 by 4 inch pieces and place them on the runners of the fence, because just like my gate has runners, the rest of the fence does too. Once I place those 2 by 4 inch pieces on the top, middle, and bottom, then I place the runners on top of those pieces to hold them up. So right now all we have are our 3 boards. After that, one thing we had to ask the homeowner before we started building it was whether he was left-handed or right-handed. It might sound small, but this is going to depend on the way that he opens the gate. My owner is right-handed, so he's going to open it this way. If he's right-handed, you want to start at the right side and work your way to the left. And you're going to start at the middle runners, and you're going to place your fence boards up, and you're going to use 2 nails, and these are your 2-inch nails in each of the boards. So once you've done that on all of your boards, you're going to look at your gate and make sure that it's straight. Now if it's leaning to one side or the other, like say the top was leaning to the right, I'm going to put pressure on the top, or I can use a board to put the pressure, and then at the same time I can nail in the rest of my nails. And once again, I put 2 in each board, and then I go to the bottom and I put 2 in each board. So now I have 6 nails in each board. Once that's finished, I go to the back side of the gate and I put my braces in. In order to do this, I take another 2 by 4 and go over top of the top left and the bottom right runner, and I either get someone to hold it in place or use a nail. And once I do that, I make a straight line by using a straight edge and drawing a line, and then I use my circular saw to cut them. Once I cut them, I put them in place, and to hold them there, I take my 3-inch nails and I put 1 on the top and 1 on the bottom, and I do the same for the bottom brace. Then I go back to the front and I use my 2-inch nails again and go 2 in each fence board right where my braces are, and the same for the bottom ones. The next step is I'm going to take a butterfly hinge kit, which comes with several different pieces, including my hinges. This is half of a hinge. The other half is going onto my gate post, and I'm going to take the bolts that came in the kit, place them in the holes, and use my drills to put them in place. And the same on the other side, both for the top and the bottom hinge. After this, I open my gate. Now I can remove my 2x4 pieces because it's standing on its own with the hinges. Next, I'm going to take my gate latch, and there's a latch plate and a latch bar. The latch plate is going to attach to my gate post with the drill, with the bolts, and the bar is going to attach to the center of my gate. Now, once I do that, they connect together to keep my fence closed, and it opens by using a spring. Once I've done that, I take my handle, which comes in the same kit, and I place it over top of the gate bar, and I use the bolts again to hold it in place. Once I've done this, the last part I have to do is make the top of my gate even with the rest of my gate. Because when I started out, it was a little bit higher so that it wouldn't touch the ground. So in order to make it even, I take another 2x4 and I draw a line even with the rest, and then I cut along that line with my circular saw. Once it's even, I no longer have the dog ears on top, so I want to take my Sawzall and I want to either draw the lines or using my eye cut straight lines to make my dog ears again, so it'll match everything else. Once I've done that, my gate is completed, so I go talk to the homeowner, I get my paycheck, and I'm ready to go home.